It is always such a treat for me, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce this next speaker. Dr. Du Bois has practiced medicine for more than 42 years, including 4 consecutive terms of Chief of Internal Medicine at Atlanta Medical Center. His career has been highlighted with many honors, including tenures as President of the Georgia Society of Internal Medicine, President of the Infectious Disease Society of Georgia, and President of the Medical Association of Atlanta. Significantly, he has been included in the list of best doctors in America more than once, and he is chosen by his peers, his medical colleagues, as their physician of choice in his specialty. High praise indeed. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in a warm welcome for Dr. Richard Du Bois.
Let's talk about your health. You know, if you think about it, we don't have a health care system, we have a disease care system. And that means that maintaining our health and preventing disease is our own personal responsibility. And that goes right down to the individual and the family unit. Let's talk about our future. We all want prosperity and happiness in our future. But isn't it true that our future really depends on our health? It has been said that a person who has their health has hope, and the person who has hope has everything. But more than anything else, our health depends upon our nutrition. But the good news is we can make choices about our nutrition. Our nutrition really is our choice, and we can choose wisely or we can choose foolishly. This journey for me began 45 years ago when I graduated from medical school. I had to complete my training after that, and I had to fulfill my military obligation, which included a year in Vietnam. But that's where I decided I would become an infectious diseases doctor. In 1970, I opened my practice in Atlanta, and the next 10 years was pretty much as expected. But in 1980, the unexpected came along, an epidemic of HIV and AIDS. I saw in my patients that those patients who had the very best nutrition did the best with their HIV infection, especially those who had a diet rich in fruits and vegetables, lots of color in their diet. So I began to study nutrition. I learned that fruits and vegetables have tens of thousands of molecules called phytochemicals and antioxidants. I like to call them phytonutrients. And I learned that they are all important, not just one or several. All of them are important. They work synergistically. They work together in our body to help reduce the risk of disease. Now, statistically, many of us in this room will have a heart attack in the future. But the data is very strong and very powerful that the more fruits and vegetables you consume, the less likely you are to have a heart attack. There's one study that included over 120,000 healthcare professionals to prove that point. And once again, statistically, many of us in this room will face a diagnosis of cancer in the future. And here again, the data is overwhelming that a diet high in intake of fruits and vegetables is associated with a marked reduction in the risk of disease. And there are even studies out there that say the more fruits and vegetables that you consume, the less likely you are to die from anything over a given period of time. One study by the Centers for Disease Control looked at over 9,000 adults and followed them for 19 years to prove that point. You see, the reason for this is the balance of Mother Nature, the fruits and vegetables and all of those thousands of phytochemicals, phytonutrients that are present in there. They work together to enhance our good chemistry and to protect against our bad chemistry. One example of bad chemistry is the phenomenon of oxidative stress. If you were to burn a log in your fireplace, it would generate some sparks, and if you didn't have a screen there, you'd burn holes in your carpet. Well, when you burn sugar, fat, carbohydrate in your body, you also generate sparks, and they're called free radicals, billions of them. And they bombard your body from the inside out, particularly at a cellular level. And to protect against those free radicals, to stop them from doing damage, we have antioxidant nutrition from fruits and vegetables. This oxidative stress can be measured. We generate billions of free radicals in every cell every day. And of those, in every cell every day, 10,000 times our DNA is damaged. Now, you don't want to damage your DNA. First of all, when you do that, it takes a lot of energy to repair it. Your cell doesn't function properly, doesn't create the energy that it's supposed to have. It's suboptimal cellular function. But if you fail to repair, damage the DNA properly, it ends up as a mutation. And you all know the association of mutations with cancers. And if you damage the tips of your chromosomes, you increase the rate at which you age. And nobody wants to age more rapidly. Now, in addition to this molecular basis, we have whole organ systems affected by oxidative stress. Take the cardiovascular system. Probably everyone in this room knows somebody with a stroke, a heart attack, with heart failure, with high blood pressure, with poor circulation. Fruit and vegetable nutrition has been shown conclusively to impact all of those. Another organ system that's very crucial to all of us is our immune system. We're all aware of how important it is to decrease the frequency and severity of infections. But our immune system does a lot more. It's crucial to healing our wounds when they occur. We've got cells that circulate through all of our tissues seeking out cancer cells before they can become full-blown malignancies. Another bad chemistry that occurs in our body is an amino acid called homocysteine. It has to be there, but you have to keep it under control. You want it to be as low as possible. Elevated levels of homocysteine have been associated with heart attacks and stroke, cancer, Alzheimer's disease, birth defects. In fact, it's things like this that have prompted the U.S. dietary recommendations to call for 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables per day, knowing full well how difficult that is to achieve. And yet they're sticking by that recommendation because the science is so sound. And a lot of people turn to vitamins, multivitamins, to try and replace the low levels of fruits and vegetables that they consume. There's lots of data to speak to the fact that this might not be the right answer. I'll show you two. One is from the National Institutes of Health, State of the Science Expert Panel. They determined that we spend $23 billion a year on multivitamin mineral supplements, and yet they find insufficient evidence to prove benefit to prevent chronic disease from those multivitamins. Another branch of our federal government, the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, found insufficient evidence to recommend vitamins A, C, E, multivitamins with folic acid, or antioxidant combinations. You see, it's that balance of Mother Nature, those thousands and thousands of phytonutrients. They're so critical. There's a huge gap between what we should eat and what we do eat, and we need to bridge that gap. 15 years ago, an innovative new concept in nutrition was introduced. Whole food-based fruits and vegetables in capsule form. It's called Juice Plus. It's made from fruits and vegetables that have been juiced. You see, Juice Plus is not a multivitamin. Juice Plus is whole food-based, concentrated food. It comes as a twin pack with a fruit blend and a veggie blend, and most people take 2 from each bottle every day. But what sets Juice Plus apart and why so many healthcare professionals recommend Juice Plus is it's based in science. Third-party independent research published about Juice Plus in peer-reviewed medical manuscripts, 13 in the past 15 years. Reputable institutional review boards and research institutions around the world are proud of their research on Juice Plus. Juice Plus makes no claim to treat or prevent any specific disease, but the research is compelling that Juice Plus significantly impacts those aspects of our physiology that lead to disease and lead to aging. 8 of the clinical studies looked at whether or not Juice Plus actually got into the bloodstream. Phytonutrients are there, but when you eat Juice Plus, do they get into the bloodstream? And 8 studies confirm, yes, Juice Plus does. And when it gets into the bloodstream, it impacts the physiology. First thing was looked at was the phenomenon of oxidative stress. 4 separate studies confirm that Juice Plus reduces oxidative stress in our body. Remember all those free radicals? Now there's 2 additional gold standard studies that establish Juice Plus reduces oxidative stress, but these are different in 2 different ways. First, they were done on highly trained athletes. Second, in addition to the fruit blend and the garden blend, they included the vineyard blend. And what they showed was that you took Juice Plus, you could decrease the amount of damage to circulating proteins in your body caused by that exercise. Juice Plus has been shown to reduce DNA damage, not only in elderly people, but in college graduate students. And remember all the trouble that arises when you damage your DNA, and Juice Plus has been shown in 2 separate studies to protect against that. And we talked about the immune system. Juice Plus has been shown to support a healthy immune system and the cardiovascular system that we talked about. Juice Plus has 4 separate studies that shows that it impacts significantly key indicators of cardiovascular wellness. How important that really is. One of those studies included a gold standard research published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. They looked at people who consumed a very high-fat meal, and it caused spasm of their blood vessels that lasted for over 4 hours. In over a 28-day period of time, Juice Plus reduced that by 62%. And if the vineyard blend was added to the fruit and veggie blend, it was more than 98%. And you remember that amino acid, homocysteine? 3 separate studies show Juice Plus significantly lowers homocysteine. To summarize, Juice Plus has been shown to provide bioavailability of key phytonutrients. Juice Plus has been shown to help reduce oxidative stress, to support a healthy immune system, and to reduce DNA damage. And Juice Plus has been shown to positively impact key indicators of cardiovascular wellness. Now think about that happening inside your body, your physiology, potentially year after year after year. And then recognize, except for Juice Plus, there is nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that has been shown to do that for your body. And the research is continuing. You see, Juice Plus is recommended by healthcare professionals in 21 countries around the world. As we speak tonight, ongoing currently is gold standard research with periodontal health, with pregnancy health, with oxidative stress from the environment, with exercise-related muscle fatigue, and with systemic inflammation. We talked about bridging the gap between what it is we should eat and what it is we do eat. Think how difficult it would be to provide your family with 17 fruits and vegetables every day for the next year. Think how expensive they would be. And if you could find them and afford them, think how hard it would be to get your family to actually eat them every day. And compare that with the simplicity and convenience of Juice Plus capsules. We've been talking about your health and your nutrition and how it relates to your future, and we said at the beginning, you have choices you can make. I recommend to you 2 choices to implement today. First, provide more fruits and vegetables for your family's consumption. Second, bridge the gap by adding Juice Plus to your family's daily nutrition. Based on the science, I sincerely believe it's the wise choice for you to make. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.